While Final Fantasy XV is not yet released to the public, we've gotten small pieces of media from the Final Fantasy XV universe over the last 6 months to build up the world and characters of the game. Though not mandatory, they serve as supplementary material for those fans that want to know even more about the upcoming game. While the biggest example of this was the theatrical feature film Kingsglaive, that's not what I'm here to talk about. No, I want to talk about the first bit of world expansion we got, the 5-part anime series serving as a prequel to the game's narrative, Brotherhood. Brotherhood is a story most told through flashbacks to Noctis and his friends during the first years they got to know each other. 2 of the episodes are largely devoted to Noctis himself and a traumatic experience he had as a child, but the 3 episodes in between the first and final episode tells us about the rest of the cast, including Prompto, Gladiolus, Ignis, Iris, and Lunafreya. The series has some weak threads, including a clearly well-intended backstory for Prompto that ends up becoming little more than needless fat phobia, and a running time that doesn't always give the episodes enough time to tell the story they clearly wanted to tell. For the most part, I really enjoyed watching Brotherhood and getting to know the cast more. In particular, I'm glad with how much I got to know Noctis, who I think is one of the most interesting takes on an epic fantasy lead in a very long time. He's not a cool kid, he's a nerd dealing with a lot of stress and pressure from his peers, in what can be likened to a reverse Simba from The Lion King. Noctis doesn't want to think about becoming the next king, he doesn't want to think about his father dying and having to shoulder all the politics and responsibility that comes with it. This portrayal of Noctis is done with a masterful touch in Brotherhood, showing how he is already dealing with stress from schools and exams alongside the political climate and his father growing weaker, and that he just doesn't know what to do. This, mixed with his little personality quirks, makes him quite relatable and human in a way fantasy heroes often aren't allowed to be. So Noctis is not an action hero. Sure, he's a skilled fighter with fantastical abilities, but at heart he's just a stressed out kid who'd rather take naps and play with dogs than save the world. That doesn't mean he won't move out of his comfort zone to do what's right, and that's what makes me really excited to play as him in the full game next week. As for the rest of the cast, they're charming in their own ways too. I particularly like Iris, Gladiolus' little sister, and I look forward to seeing what role she holds in the full game. As a complementary piece, Brotherhood does a good job of telling people why the characters of Final Fantasy XV are not simply the edgy boy band they might look like. They're actually a fun cast of surprisingly down-to-earth characters. Brotherhood Final Fantasy XV is available for free on YouTube and can also be streamed on Crunchyroll and downloaded on the PlayStation Network. I can gladly recommend setting aside 70 minutes to watch through the series, especially if you're unsure about the characters in the game.